3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view in gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
This is the Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, October the 31st, last day of October, and Halloween as well. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and it's going to be a wet one, at least for about half of the day for most of us, although if you're in the eastern part of the state, it may stay wet a little bit longer than that. Let's get right to some Skycam images. Here's the view from Tuscaloosa, and it kind of looks a little ugly out there. And camera having a little trouble focusing on the fuzziness out there. Here's the view from Gadsden, and certainly some low clouds and probably a little bit of light rain. A little hard to tell whether it's still raining at Jasper at this particular time or not. The streets are certainly wet, but the rain may have temporarily ended there. Cold front has moved into the extreme east, central, and southeast part of the state, but you can see the clouds extend all the way back into Arkansas. So it's going to be a mostly cloudy day as well as the possibility of some light rain, but I think most of the active weather is certainly behind us now. Trough at 500 millibars is moving through the lower Mississippi River Valley, but I'm afraid if the GFS is right that we're going to be stuck with a trough in the eastern part of the country for several more days. The temperatures across the country still very, very mild across the extreme southeastern U.S., but very cold in Canada, as well as a good part of the Rockies, and closer to home, we're around 50 degrees for the most part, a little bit warmer in the eastern part of the state, and you can certainly see the demarcation between the front. Look at that, 73 at Columbus, and 70 at Auburn, and then 59 at Alex City, and then 50 at Birmingham, so you certainly can tell where that front is. A little closer look at the satellite image. You can see the clearing going on in Arkansas, but I suspect most of us are not going to see much in the way of clearing today. Radar-wise, rain extends almost back to I-55 in Mississippi, but most of that is pretty patchy, and I don't think we're going to see much additional rain. The QPF guys at the HPC forecasting about another a hundredth to a tenth of an inch or so, and I think that's probably pretty right. I don't think we're going to see a great deal more. Storm Prediction Center not outlooking any area for severe weather or for any thunderstorms, and the tropics remain very quiet. All right, here's the 06Z GFS model run, and this is the 500 millibar pattern for this afternoon, and here comes that trough charging across the Mississippi River. But notice the long wave trough continues over the eastern part of the country. By Sunday, you can see that we're still in a troughiness, but the bulk of the significant trough is gone, and that should help to clear us out as surface high pressure settles in over the Ohio River Valley. At Monday, the high is still with us, and we've still got a little bit of weather on the coast. But by Tuesday, you can still see that long wave trough, the troughiness over the eastern half of the country, and the traveling weather systems a little further north. You can see that particularly strong trough over the eastern Great Lakes, and that is going to drag a front, but I think it's going to be dry down here, so I don't think we're going to see anything, perhaps maybe a few clouds, but I don't think we'll see more than that on Tuesday. On Wednesday, once again, notice the long wave trough, the fact that we're kind of in a troughiness over the eastern half of the country, and we need to be watching for easterly flow bringing in some moisture, at least in the form of some clouds. The high settling in over the outer banks of North Carolina and the coast of Virginia, stretching back into the Mid-South area, and that high migrates off into the Atlantic, but notice the setting up an easterly flow so that by Friday especially, the GFS is trying to suggest maybe some patchy rain. I don't think it's enough to put in the forecast just yet, but we may see some clouds. By Saturday, the upper pattern, this is Saturday the 7th, a week from today, the upper pattern still is a long wave trough over our position, and that particular trough is bringing a cold front down through the Ohio River Valley, and hard to say yet whether that's, timing-wise, hard to say whether that's it or not, but we'll be watching for that and see if that comes next weekend. All right, out into Voodoo, and wow, the GFS maintaining this long wave trough position and a very strong ridge over the west. This is November the 11th. And then if we go out at the end of the period, The 15th, you can see once again the long wave trough is over the eastern half of the country at least, and still very, very active. So no let up in sight, although it looks like it's going to be a fairly dry week coming up for us with temperatures fairly typical for this time of year. Well, I appreciate you tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I expect to have the next one posted about 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Hope that you have a great Saturday and especially a great Halloween. Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.